Hello, my name is Valentina and I'm from Pilatestudio. I'm here today with Glenn. Hi Glenn.
Hello.
Glenn is a graphic designer and he spends long hours sitting at his desk, don't you Glenn?
I do indeed.
And he came to me asking me for a one-to-one session that would concentrate particularly on giving him that thoracic mobility that sort of he lacks at the end of his long days. Also lengthen his hamstrings and give him a little bit more strength on his abdominals. Anything else you want to work on today, Glenn?
No, that's fine. They're all my big points.
Okay, excellent. So we'll start, and whenever Glenn has a question, you can ask me, and I will demonstrate. Then Glenn will do his exercises, and if he needs correcting, I'll come in and do that. But other than that, it's going to be a very interactive session, and this is what a one-to-one is like at Pilatestudio. Okay, let's start. So I'm going to start demonstrating an exercise which is very much about thoracic, but the whole spine really is involved in the opening. I'm going to just present which tools I'm going to use today. So I'm going to have a thin pillow, and Glenn has a thin pillow as well, a thicker pillow. I'm using an arm weight in the form of a ball. Glenn is using his carabins. In the studio, I have a TheraBand, and Glenn is going to use a set of tights. Show us, Glenn.
These are not my tights, I would like to point out.
Excellent.
I'm just borrowing them.
You've been borrowing them. Excellent. Okay. So for this exercise, I'll use the thick and the thin pillow so that my head and neck is supported. I'm going to lay down on my side, shoulders one above the other, hips stacked one on top of the other, little gap at the waist, arms outstretched and shoulders away from the ear. So I'm going to lift my arm up towards the ceiling, and that's where the arm stops, and it's the thoracic that opens. So I'm going to look towards my wrist as I open, keeping the knees to front. I'm going to take a breath in there. As I breathe out, I'm going to bring the arm back in, dropping the weight back to the bottom arm. Okay, so we're going to do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. And come and have a look at it. Right, start. Lengthen that neck, make sure there's a little more chin nod there. And yeah, that's beautiful. Keep those knees towards me as much as you can. So the more you keep the knees towards me, the more the spine has the chance to rotate. That's good. Yeah. Okay. And then on the other side, so you're going to put the pillows on the other side so I can still check how you're moving and the position of your cervical spine over your shoulders. So shoulders nice and away from the ears, little gap at the waist, and keeping the knees stuck one on top of the other. Okay, and open, breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen. There you are, feel that lovely rotation. And of course, at home, you can do more than 3. You'll do as many as you feel are necessary on a particular day to mobilize the thoracic. Good work. And back to center. Okay, so on the next exercise I'm going to demonstrate, we're going to take that thoracic rotation a little further. So the position is the all-four position. So the knees are directly underneath the hips. The hands, however, are about 10 degrees ahead of the shoulders. Your back is nice and long in this neutral spine, so I'm not trying to flatten. I'm pulling myself up from the center. So from there, I'm going to open the left arm up towards the ceiling, creating that rotation, and then I'm going to feed my end through, close to the front arm, allowing this elbow to bend, and I'm going to go down all the way until my ear and shoulder touch. And that's a really strong stretch. And then come back to center, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side, opening, looking up, feeding that hand through, and all the way down. Try not to put the buttocks towards the heels. Okay, so then you're going to do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. You're going to alternate. And then you're going to have a shelf stretch at the end. Ready? Nice long neck, good position there. Engage your tummy. And now lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Look up and open. Good work. Breathing in. Breathe out, feed the hand through. And go all the way down. Take a breath in there, breathe in. As you breathe out, back onto all 4. Keep the shoulders nice and away from the ears. So drive the shoulder blades down towards the back of the hips. And feed it through. Good. Breathe in there, breathe out back to center. Okay, now I'm going to stop talking and you're going to go ahead and keep them going. And you can see there, Glenn is having his hips right above the knees, and that allows for a longer spine and allows the spine to unravel and lengthen in the twist. 2 more, one each side. This is definitely taking the rotation a step further than our first arm openings. Last one. And then bring yourself back onto all 4. Press down into a shelf stretch, bottom to heels. And belly button away from the spine, curve and curl. Okay, perfect. How did that feel?
It's good, stretchy.
Excellent. Right, so we're now going to start working on the lower parts of the back, the lower spine and the sacrum, and eventually go ahead and awaken those abdominal muscles. So this is going to be 2 exercises. So for this one, I'm going to use the thick pillow between my knees. If you, at home you have a Pilates ball, you can use that too. Okay, I'm going to have my feet together. This is to maintain that distance between the hips constant. The arms are by the side, palms facing down, slight chin nod, long neck, neutral spine, breathing in there. As I breathe out, I'll keep the feet together and drop the knees as far as they will go. I'm going to breathe in there. As I breathe out, I'm going to scoop the tummy in, use the tummy to bring back to center. And then I'm going to repeat on the other side. The second exercise is going to be the same thing in tabletop. So I'm going to bring one leg up in tabletop, then the other. And I'm going to have a little connection with your inner thighs with the pillow. Breathe in there, breathe out, and drop the knees. Keeping that 90-90 angle between the hips, knees, and shins. We're going to breathe in there, breathe out, back to center. And then repeat on the other side. At the end, having the knees to the chest and more. Okay, don't worry, I'll talk you through it. You don't have to remember the whole routine. Okay, so maybe your feet together, neck nice and long. Maybe have your feet a little closer to your buttocks, just ever so slightly opening. That's it. Okay, breathing in to prepare. Breathe out, drop the knees to one side, you choose which one. Okay, keeping the knees together, breathe in there, breathe out, scoop the tummy, come back to center, good work. Breathe in there, breathe out, drop the knees to the other side, keeping the shoulder in contact with the mat throughout. And then breathing out, scoop the tummy in. 2 more, one each side. Good work. Last one of these. And back to center. Good work. Right, grab a hold of the pillow with one hand. Bring one leg in tabletop, deepen that connection with your tummy, and then bring the second leg in tabletop. And now, give the pillow a gentle squeeze so you're not squeezing it for dear life. Drive your fingers away from you, that's it. So the shoulder come down, breathing in there, breathe out. Drop the knees one side. Try not to have the knees going further than the heels. Yeah, that's it, that's better, good correction. And back to center. Breathe in there, breathe out, keeping that 90-90. Drop to the other side. Good work. If anything, pick your heels up a tiny bit, about 10 degrees higher than they are now. And back to center. What was that?
The heels.
Yeah, the heels, a little higher. That's it, good. And back to center. Last one. Come back to center. And then hug the knees to the chest and take the pillow away. And rock gently from side to side. Okay. So with this one, then starting to feel his abdominal wall engaging to have that rotation. So there were 2 levels there. How was that?
Yeah, the second one is harder. It takes a bit of concentration to know where your feet are in relation to your knees.
Yeah, and that's very important because otherwise it's the hips that do the work, but the tummy doesn't quite engage as much. Whereas if you keep your knees and heels and chin in one line, the tummy has a longer lever to move. So there is a reason to the madness. Okay, the next one is going to go deeper into the abdominals. So, the hands into legs, and we're going to create a hammock to put underneath your head in the middle. The elbows as well are not dropped down, but they're not up here either. They're somewhere in between, which is exactly in line with your shoulder blade angle. You're going to have a gentle chin nod, and then you're going to scoot the tummy in and come up as high as your body allows. Then you're going to grab a hold of the back of the thighs, keeping your shoulders down, and pull yourself up a tiny bit more. Now that you gain that little connection, that extra height, you're going to hold it, put the hands back, breathe in, and then very much with control, you're going to breathe out and go back with your head on the pillow. Okay, all yours. And this is to work the whole of the abdominal wall, but also to gain that extra bit of connection with your upper abdominals. Okay, hands behind the head, interlacing the finger, really supporting that neck. Your elbows a little higher, just a touch. That's it. Now chin nod. And then keeping the shoulder blade down, you're going to come up as high as your body allows. And then you're going to grab a hold of the back of the thigh, come up. Very good. Hold, breathing in. Breathe out, gently go down, very slowly and with control. Good work. Okay, continue. It's important as you come up that you really think about the shoulder blade driving up to back, towards the back of the hips. So you won't allow the shoulders to mount up in that position. Keep on breathing, that's it. Keep that height, good work. Really protect that neck muscles by hammocking the hands behind the head. So that hand position is there for 90% of this exercise in order for the muscles around the neck not to get overtired whilst we work our abdominals. Last one. And really, well done. I bet you felt that very much.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to take that further into an exercise called the scissors. We're not going to do the scissor straight away. We're going to build up to it. So this is the preparation for the scissors. It has the same dynamic as the full exercise, but it's a little easier on the hamstring at first. So with the preparation, you're going to engage your tummy. You're going to bring one leg in tabletop, so that 90-90 again. You're going to breathe in there and breathe out. You're going to literally scissor the legs. Movement comes from the hip, not from the knee. I'm going to show you again. Scissor. So the two legs move simultaneously. And when you finish, hand knees to the chest and gently rock from side to side. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Okay, one leg goes to tabletop, breathing. As you breathe out, scissor the legs, scoop the tummy in. As you use scissor, really think about that abdominal wall, scooping in and connecting to be at the core of this exercise. Good work. And keep on going. Let's go a little faster. And 6, and 5, and 4. Breathe out. And 3, and 2. Last one. Hug the knees to the chest, and then gently rock from side to side. Okay, so it's time to give a little bit of attention to those hamstrings. So I'm going to use the TheraBand. So those of you at home that have a TheraBand, this is the time to dig it out. And we're going to put the TheraBand around the foot. If it's a long one like this, you can even cross it over. So the foot is nice and secure there, can't go anywhere. And you're going to drag your shoulder blades down, have your elbows bent, and ideally have your all upper arm on the floor, or on the mat rather. And you're just going to have that static hamstring stretch for a little while. Really feeling the fibers of the hamstring lengthening as you breathe. Okay. So as I said, I'm just going to use a pair of tights. They're a good substitute if you don't have a TheraBand. So what I'll say, Glenn, is if you can lengthen the knee a tiny bit more, that's it. And you can have your heel almost pulling towards the ceiling. So yeah, so that will give you a little more of a sensation of length. Now Glenn has got a good ratio between the back of his head, the curve around the neck and the shoulder. Some of you may want to put a thin pillow under your head when you're in that position, but I can see he's okay like that, so I'm gonna let that go. Normally, I would recommend a thin pillow in this position. Okay, 2 more breaths in that. And then you're going to put the other foot in. Release the one that's up. Lengthen once again, so as if someone was pulling you through the heel towards the ceiling. Now relax the shoulders for me, a little more. Yeah, that's it. Looks good. And breathe. Nice long breath, giving oxygen to the hamstring. There are several different ways of stretching and lengthening the hamstring. This is one of the simplest ways. And it's quite effective as a preparation for what's coming next, in which we're going to go dynamic. So we're going to warm up the hamstring, and then we're going to take that length into a dynamic exercise that puts together the last 2 exercises. Two more breaths in there. And release. Well done. Okay. Now for the next one, what I'd like you to do is come up with the torso. So we're going to use that height that we cultivated before. Then we're going to use that hamstring length that we've just created now, and that abdominal strength. And then you're going to pull slightly and gently the leg towards you twice, breathing out, and then you're going to scissor. So that's the scissor movement that we did earlier with the knees bent. But now it's coupled with strong abdominals. And you see that the other leg is hovering. After you finish this exercise, gently lower your head, hug the knees to the chest, and rock from side to side. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So go on to all four with me. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, Pilates rest position. Shoulders away from the ears, so creep your hands away from you towards your heels. Towards the heels, so down. So you should, yeah, that's it. Okay. Now, lengthen the back of the neck, chin to chest, come up with your torso for me. That's it. Now, lengthen the right leg up towards the ceiling, grab a hold of it behind the thighs, okay? And then hold the other. Okay. Now, with the knees as straight as you humanly can, pull that leg towards you, breathing out twice. Now swap. And swap. Concentrate on length of the knee. And more. Still with that heel wanting to stamp itself towards the ceiling. Keep the height of the torso. 2 more. Last one. Hug the knees to the chest, lengthen down, head touching, and rock from side to side. Good work. So that was clearly harder. It was putting together, in fact, 3 of the exercises we did, the dynamic of the Caesar preparation, as well as the height of the abdominals that we did earlier on with the abdo prep, and the length of the hamstring. So that's quite a challenge. Indeed it was. Okay, right. So we're now going to build on this abdominal strength with a double leg stretch. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a helping hand, and that is with the TheraBand. So the TheraBand helps the double leg stretch exercise by giving a tiny bit of support to the legs. So I will demonstrate with the TheraBand, and then we'll execute with the Pilates. Okay. So for this one, once again, the torso comes up. That's the first thing. And then one foot goes in, and then the other goes in. You're going to have your TheraBands between your fingers and your thumbs, and the arms are straight, ideally, hands rather, in line with armpits. So from this tabletop position, you're then going to extend into a V shape in which the arms go by the ear and the legs go about 45-degree angle. And then you come back in, breathing in. All the while, really working on keeping the shoulder blades down towards the back of the hips. We're going to do a few of these, and then we're going to have a rest. Okay, let's see this. Right, shoulders nice and away from the ears. Come up with the torso. Okay, elbows straight if you can, that's it. Now breathe in there, breathe out. Make a V shape with the body, and then come back in. And in. For as much as humanly possible, try and make your hands and fists in line with the shoulders. That's it. And give me 4. Control, breathe out and in. Nice and controlled. 2 more. 1 more. And then hug the knees to the chest. You can let go of the makeshift TheraBand and then rock gently from side to side. Well done. So that was the pinnacle of this class. One of the hardest exercises. How do you feel?
Yeah, I found that one easier than the previous actually.
Yeah, the previous one had the challenge of the hamstring. So
I was going to say, it's because of my hamstrings, yes. Yeah.
Depending whether it's strength lays. So obviously Glenn has got stronger abdominals that he gives himself credit for. But we need to work even further on the hamstring. Okay, so now working on the hamstring again and inner thigh and on the outer thigh, we're going to do an exercise called the one leg circle. So I'm going to demonstrate once again with TheraBand. So one leg goes in. If you have a long TheraBand, you can cross it over, shoulders away from the ears. And then you're going to allow the leg to one side, then down, that's where your abdominals kick in, then across the body, and if you can't go as much across as you wanted to, you can put the foot away from you a little further, then up, so this is the hamstring, and then out again. So we're going to do 3 on one side, and then 3 reverse in the circle to the other side, and then we're going to do the other way. Okay. Okay, relax the shoulders and the neck now. Have that knee as long as possible, good. And then you're gonna come towards me, towards the camera, and then down. And then across the body and up. So if the other knee is not allowing you to go across the body as much as you would like, you can walk the knee away from your buttocks a little further. So towards the outside, the opposite wall. Good work. Try and keep the knees straight so that the movement doesn't come from the lower leg. It comes directly from the hips. Okay, the other side. Down, side and up. Keeping the opposite hip dead still. So that's a challenge also for the abdominals to keep that stability at the hips. Last one. And then come up and change. Okay, perfect. Okay, start out, up, across, and down. So obviously everybody's going to have a different range of motion on this. You can have bigger or smaller circle depending on the length that your muscle allow at that particular moment in time, and also the stability of your hips. Okay, reverse it, other side. And Glenn is having to move his shoulders slightly because the tights he's using are not very long. My band is much longer, so that allows me to be more stable through the shoulders. Okay, very good. And release. We're now going to look after the upper thoracic and give a stretch to those abs that have been working quite hard today. So for this one, I'd like the use of the small pillow and the big pillow. So the big pillow goes under the tummy to lengthen a little bit the lumbar curve. The small pillow is under the forehead. The arms are slightly wider than the mat. The forehead is down, the back of the neck is long. We're going to have the legs outwardly rotated and the tail down to lengthen this part of your back, the lumbar spine. I'm going to breathe in there. As you breathe out, I'm going to come up. And this may well be enough with your forearms still on the floor, the chin slightly tucked in. This is not enough and your back can afford to go higher. By all means, press up until you extend the elbows. Breathe in there. Breathe out. As you come down, think about the shoulder going back towards the back of the hips. At the end of this sequence, I'm going to press down into a shallow stretch and rest. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, nice outward rotation of the hips, tail down, so contract slightly the tummy, and have that neck long. So push that pillow further away from your touch. That's it. So the pillow is right under the forehead. Okay, have your elbows a little lower, just a touch lower down towards the hip. That's it. Perfect. Now breathe in there. As you breathe out, press through your forearm and give him the first stage. So this is it. Now, chin to the chest a tiny bit. That's it. Stop. That's it. So the back of the neck remains long. Now, if that's not enough, and your lower spine, your lower back doesn't have any problem, you can press up and go further. Okay, maybe on the next one. Okay, breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, come up. And then give it a little more if you can. And then lower yourself down. So everybody will feel differently in their body. And if you have any issues in your lower back, you may not want to go any further than this. If you don't and you want to go further and really feel the length at the back, then you can straighten the elbows. Last one. And then release. Press down onto the shell stretch and rest. So what's really important is to really feel the exercises in your body. Every one of us has different days and different bodies, and the exercises are there to suit your body, not to be a challenge to reach the maximum length in any particular exercise. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was okay actually. Yeah, it's easier than the hamstrings.
Right, fair enough. Okay, so we're now going to demonstrate the last exercise for today, which is the roll down. So the roll down is often not performed necessarily the best way possible because people just collapse down. The way I like to teach it is to really feel the connection of your abdominals that you've been developing throughout the class and use that to provide length whilst you're rolling down. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to be hip distance apart and I'm going to connect with it, my tummy. I've done about 5 years. So I'm going to do the first line and then you're going to do the rest, okay? So the idea is to go up and over like a fountain rather than collapse down. So think about length as you go chin to chest and really use the abdominals to pull yourself up through the abdomen to open up the vertebrae at the back. And then you're going to go down, nice and slow, softening the knees as much as you need to. At the end, you're going to let go of the head. And the head is going to work like a weight to really lengthen and provide a small degree of traction to your back. You're going to breathe in at the bottom. As you breathe out, you're going to start with the tail. So the tail curls in as you come back up. You're going to engage from the pelvic floor, lower, middle, upper abdomen, shoulder blades come down, and then you're going to come up into standing. Okay? Ready? Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out chin to chest. Think about length as you go down. Engage the tummy to really have that articulation at the back. Let go of the head and neck completely. Look towards your belly button almost. And use your head like a weight to traction the spine. Breathing in there. Breathe out. Tail goes in first. Then connection through the pelvic floor. Lower, middle, upper abdominal, shoulder go back. And one more. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out chin to chest. Roll down slowly, bone by bone. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Have your hands down. Have that moment to let go of the head and neck. Breathing in. Breathe out, tail in, contract and lift. As you're up, you're going to roll the shoulder up and over. Up and over. Last time, one up and over. And then release and shake it all off. Okay, fantastic. So thank you, Glenn, for today. And do you want to share how you feel after the class?
Yeah, I definitely need to do more of the hamstring work, as I mentioned a couple of times. But it's definitely, I definitely felt them working. And I also noticed that when you engage in your abdominals in a lot of these exercises, you can feel like the connection is helping a lot. So awareness of the abdominals is a big
it's helping to control. It's definitely helping to control every other movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for today, and hope you see you soon. And have a lovely rest of the day. And goodbye from Pilatestudio in Wimbledon.